a spoon and you swizzle the spoon around the bottom, and then you dump it over again.
I don't want my coffee that fine. I use a French press. It's got to be coarse ground.
It's got to be coarse grind, or it plugs it up.
Okay, well then that just means with the KitchenAid grinder.
Oh, I loved my KitchenAid grinder.
You literally just grind it for 15 seconds instead of 30 seconds.
Or I'll just use my hand grinder and get my arm workout in the morning.
It's not working. This doesn't feel right.
I had the KitchenAid burr grinder.
Yes, that's what I was just talking about. We're live, by the way. So,
the KitchenAid burr grinder, you actually can set it so it only grinds to a certain size. But I kept reading that I could use a burr grinder to make flax meal bread, or use a grinder, and so I didn't realize they meant the little cheap grinders and not my burr grinder, and I destroyed my burr grinder. So now I don't.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, why does grinding up coffee have to be so complicated?
It's not.
You just buy the KitchenAid grinder. It's $40. It never breaks.
Oh no, I had the $100
Wendy, I've got an electric grinder that it's a pass-through, and I've got 4 different hand grinders. I think I'm set. I don't need any more small kitchen appliances.
I mean, you say that, and she laughed at me for buying a bread box.
Oh, that's what the microwave's for. Everyone knows that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No.
Yeah, that's what you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's what the microwave is for. The microwave is a bread box.
No, it's not as a bread box.
It is too.
So
that's what I use mine for all the time.
So we've heard all about Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I watched the video, like, on Instagram and TikTok or whatever, the posting of the video, like TikTok and Instagram are putting sensitive materials. If you click on this, it could shock you. And so I watched it, and holy fuck.
The reason she drove into those cars is because she was already dead. They shot her in the head, and she was taking off. She did it so that was her body reacting. That was not aggression on her part. She was backing up and trying to get out of their way.
Here's the other thing: they shot her in the face. They did not shoot her in the body, in the shoulders to stop her from moving. They literally, the ICE agent shot her in the face.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking insane.
So now I'll even play it for you guys. Have you heard? Have you heard the mayor of Minnesota's response?
I read it, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I've got it right here. I'll play it for everybody so you can hear it. But so the mayor of Minneapolis says,
and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
ICE.
We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done. And I have a message.
So the Minneapolis mayor, like, that was within an hour of the shooting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty early on.
Well then, by the way, Sarah, can you go wield super cow powers, please?
Got it.
Thank you. I appreciate
Wasn't
that.
sure if that was timeout worthy or not, but
Oh, that's definitely timeout worthy.
okay.
So then Tim Waltz
Mm-hmm.
comes out. Have you heard the Tim Waltz statement?
I'm not sure.
I did not.
Most of my stuff
All
has
right,
been
so-
reading today.
And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue.
So Waltz is ready to activate.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, Waltz is ready to activate the National Guard to repel ICE out of Minneapolis and Minnesota at large.
Good.
That'll be
So,
interesting.
right. So now the next most obvious response is for Dickhead shits his pants to turn around and say, okay, I'm going to send in the military to settle the unrest in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like the next thing, right? So I'm like, okay, well, when that happens, when that escalation happens, well, what the fuck happens now?
Especially since he's already talking to his National Guard, and Trump seems to prefer activating a state's National Guard against them. That becomes interesting.
Well, so Sarah, what do you think happens?
Oh, I hope they
Trump
activate
tries
and
to
kick the
send the
ICE out of there.
military
That'd be
into-
fun. Thing is, since it's
don't know.
Minnesota, doesn't he also have border patrol ability there?
No. Well, I don't know. He might.
I mean,
Because I thought it was within a couple hundred miles of the border. In Minnesota, doesn't it border Canada on one side?
I think it does. Hold on. Geography is not my strong suit, so I will pull up a map.
So, I mean, yeah. It's all bullshit. I mean,
Yes, it does. It borders
Because
Canada.
border patrol can do much of Minnesota too. So Trump's
So
got a
he
few more
says,
places to play with.
he says, the Minnesota National Guard is there to protect Minnesotans and their constitutional rights.
Cool.
So Noem has not responded to Waltz yet. That I can tell.
He did respond to the shooting, though.
Yeah, the
defended it,
domestic
of
act
course.
of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop, and I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism.
How are you going to prosecute a dead woman?
Yeah, because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law enforcement operations, and this is terrorism. So we have to stop it. That's what Noem said after the fucking shooting. Which is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Hugely bullshit. And wrong, and a few other, there's a few other things there, but yeah, so known, the DHS's response to the shooting is not sorry that we killed somebody, but the person who committed that crime and is dead was a domestic terrorist.
It's so easy to make those claims when there's nobody left to defend them.
Argue. Yeah. Though they succeeded in getting that judge convicted, so God knows what is considered right anymore in this country. So I've been having a totally off the topic here, baffling moment though. So Trump has started a new battleship, and it's the Trump class. Now, what I remember from the Navy and from history shows is the battleship became obsolete in World War II. And we moved to aircraft carriers and submarine warfare because they were much more effective than having ships shoot it out with each other. So why the hell are we rebuilding the battleship now, almost 100 years later?
Yeah, good question.
I don't understand this. I realize it makes me stupid, maybe, but I don't understand why we are rebuilding battleships now.
It's probably an aesthetic thing.
It doesn't make you stupid, ass. It really does not make you stupid.
Okay, because when I was in the Navy, it was pretty much support ships, carriers, and that was it. You supported either submarines or you supported aircraft. You were pretty much the way to get people places more than you were there just to sit there and shoot at other ships like they did for centuries before. So I don't understand why we've suddenly come up with making battleships again, except for the fact that they're big, they have lots and lots of guns on them, and it makes Trump's little pee-pee feel bigger.
Did you just say his little pee-pee?
Yes, I did. It's a penis replacement for him. Not only that, he can rely, hopefully, on those ships' guns going off. And they already are erect, so he doesn't have to worry about that either.
Look, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm just, what the fuck? What in the actual fuck?
I would say hi to Brandon, but there's a cat on my laptop.
Oh. Brandon, please come in if you want.
And I would say hi to everybody else, but there is a cat on my laptop.
Yeah.
And he's taking a bath, which suggests he wants to stay a while.
Yeah, Brandon can come in. Only if Brandon wants to. Only if Brandon wants to.
Hi, Onyx. I've got a cat on my laptop. Yeah, pretty much the one thing I realized pretty quickly when I was in the Navy, when we started doing DC and firefighting drills on the open water was, gee whiz, if the ship sinks, I'm a dead woman. I really don't think I'd want to serve on a battleship.
People want to.
Oh, yeah. People are raised to be patriotic Americans, and you gotta serve your country by killing yourself or letting yourself get killed. It's the whole point.
Hi, Brandon.
Oh, I gotta mute stuff. Hold on. What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello.
I can sort of barely hear you.
Oh.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
So much better.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot I had my microphone plugged in and it was not near me.
So yeah, why the fuck are we here?
Why are we here?
Yeah, how the fuck did we get here? We're building new battleships. People in Minnesota are getting shot in the face. Brandon, are you aware of what's happening in Minnesota?
I don't know of anybody getting shot in the face. So
okay, so today ICE attempted to detain a woman.
Ugh.
She attempted to drive off, and the ICE agent shot her in the face and killed her.
Oh, of course.
I keep hearing reported she was a citizen
No,
too.
yeah. I want to clarify that Kira has indicated shot her 3 or 4 times.
Jesus.
In the face. And so now the Minneapolis governor has said, ICE, and he said this, get the fuck out. ICE, get the fuck out. And then Tim Waltz has come out and said, okay, I'm ready to call up the Minnesota National Guard to expel ICE from the state.
And I don't suppose the ICE agent will face consequences.
No, they're talking about state consequences for them, but not federal.
So here's what Kristi Noem said, that it is a domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to kill a law enforcement officer, and that it is going to stop. I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law enforcement operations and then run over anybody who gets in their way. So Noem's literal response is not, I'm sorry, an ICE agent shot somebody in the fucking face, but more, that's domestic terrorism. That person's going to get prosecuted.
The beatings will continue until morale
improves. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes, you're exactly correct. So, at what point do we say, holy fuck?
Now's a good start for me. So we should have started about a year ago.
Right, but
I think some of us did.
Yeah, but at what point do you say, okay, I'm done with this shit? I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this. This sucks. Fuck it.
Well, what do we do when we say that?
Right. What does that look like?
Question. You know? When do we decide that enough is enough, and what do we do when we decide it's enough? I mean, I don't have drones and the appropriate things to go to battle against the government. You know, what do I do next?
I don't know. So the rumor is that T-Vice is going to get passed. I haven't been able to find a credible source that this is the case, but T-Vice is the directive within the FBI to label all individuals who support trans ideology to be considered a domestic terrorist.
Oh, cool. I finally get labeled correctly, I guess. What?
Well, if you're a fomenter of trans ideology, you're a terrorist.
Does that mean my sharing trans supporting stuff is bad?
If you're a trans supporting person, then that doesn't make you a terrorist. That just makes you, wrong.
A decent human being.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
So sad.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Yes, that's very true. That is very true. So just okay. When do we pass? We're at now. Everything that you see that's happening now is happening now.
Well, yeah.
So I don't at all understand, And then when you want to talk about the Substack lie, we can talk about the Substack lie.
The Substack Live?
Yes, the Substack lie.
What about the
lie
Substack
or
lie?
live?
No, lie. The Substack untruth.
Let's talk about that. That's interesting.
So there is a manufactured deception mechanism that is built into Substack. And I don't think a lot of people realize this. And so there's a reason this happens. So, okay, you're on Substack and you go and see Dan Rather's profile from the steady.
Okay.
Let me get that's Dan Rather. So the steady is Dan Rather's Substack.
Okay.
And he has 533,000 subs. That's Dan Rather.
Right.
You expect that, right?
Right.
Because Dan Rather is a credible journalism source.
Yes.
So for him to have that many subscribers makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Now, if you're just a person, say you were born under a rock.
Okay.
You have no idea who Dan Rather is. And you see that. Oh, and then he's number 15 in U.S. politics. So that's the first time you figured out who Dan Rather is. You see that he has 500,000 subs, and he's number 15 in U.S. politics. Does that mean that you trust it?
I trust him because he's Dan Rather, but otherwise I don't necessarily know that I would.
Well, if you didn't know who Dan Rather was,
I know that wouldn't be enough for me to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
that would not be enough for you to
Because part of Substack is a popularity contest. It really is.
Brandon?
Not necessarily enough to trust him. It's because, yeah, I mean, there are people that have a lot of followers that I may not necessarily agree with or like think are that credible.
Right.
But a lot of people follow him anyway. So no, not necessarily.
Right. But in general, not necessarily.
I mean, because there's people that think OANN is real news. It's not. And they could get, 500,000 plus subscribers on Substack easily. There are Trump supporters out there that are going to support people who tell them lies. So no, I don't look at popularity as a credibility tool.
So Jeff T has 190 subs. I legitimately believe that, well, I've seen this in real life, so I know this is a fact, that Jeff T has that many subs. So where does the manufactured deception come in? So, and maybe I've not talked about this publicly before, but people should be aware of this. So if you are listed as a contributor on a publication that has somebody who owns the publication, that person's user count gets cosmetically added to your user count. So if you become a contributor on my Substack page, you will magically receive 5,000 more subs on your sub count.
Right.
Those don't translate into actual subs though. It's just a cosmetic number.
Right. Exactly.
And the loophole is this, that when you do that, the check mark drama. So there's the little like orange outline check mark, and then there's the solid check mark with a white check mark in the middle, and then there's the purple check mark.
Right.
All of those happen because of that number. And if that number inflates because of your relationship to the publication, whether you write for the publication or not, means that the system believes you have hundreds of thousands of tens of thousands of subscribers.
Right.
And so in the Substack world, there's all this drama about having a check mark or not.
Right.
Rather than organic growth. And so Walter and I talked about this. And so when I went to Beehive, a couple of things happened. One, in the Beehive space, I made more money. I made a lot more money. I've made a lot more money on Beehive than ever I made on Substack. For a couple of different reasons. One is my ad revenue. My ad revenue is between $300 and $500 a month. On top of all of the paid subs that I got with Substack and then migrated into Beehive. And I've been able to hold on to those subs because of the stuff that I've done to maintain that. Because that's you guys. I mean, you guys like to read my shit. And so the contributor system within Substack is categorically broken as a result. When someone becomes a public contributor to a Substack publication, their profile begins displaying what appears to be personal subscribers, but it's just a byproduct of, it isn't against their individual subscriber count. It's just a cosmetic number. I remember Sarah, when someone asked Sarah how she got 5,000 subs.
Oh my God.
In a week. Do you remember that conversation, Sarah?
Oh, I remember that conversation.
I remember there being a lot of hullabaloo about some things a long time ago.
I remember it being very petty.
Yeah, because somebody was cheating. That person felt that somebody was cheating the system.
Yeah, people have asked me about mine too, or not necessarily asked, but like, oh wow, you've got all these subscribers now, and a couple of people I've told them, I was like, well, it's just cosmetic. I really only have this many, but I chose to take the check mark off because for me, if I wanted to subscribe to someone, I prefer to subscribe to those who have a smaller following to help support them. Mm-hmm. So my reasoning is I would want to, I appeal to other people who have that same ideology. And and when I'm appealing to get more paid subscribers, if I have the check mark, people look at that and think, well, you've already got that. You've already got more than 100. And I'm like, no, I really don't.
Yeah, I ran into that too.
So I did have it on for a while because I thought maybe it would attract more subscribers, but I'm not sure it really did. So I turned it off.
Right, because that feeds into Lisa's narrative that it's just it's a fucking popularity game.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes unhealthy. So I'm not going to say who this is. I'm not going to call this person out. But I have been writing a featurette where I say, I'm no longer in Substack's long form space. I can say this, and that is that, like it or not, it's fraudulent. The legal definition of fraud requires several elements. A false representation of material fact, knowledge that the representation is false, and then not telling anybody that it's false. If somebody asks you, do you really have that? And you say yes, you're at that point, you're legally guilty of fraud.
Well, I don't follow under that last one because I have told
Yeah,
people.
I was honest about it too.
Well, as a long form writer, I never worried about this. I mean, when I had contributors, when I had Thistle and Moss, running over on Substack before I moved to Beehive, I had contributors and people asked me, hey, I noticed this person is a contributor. Do they have all your subs? I would tell them, no, they don't. That's just cosmetic.
Right.
Yeah, that's cosmetic. So
I don't mind having the number necessarily because I feel like I'm having to compete with all the celebrities and things like that. And, it's as soon as a well-known celebrity comes on in a week, they've got thousands of subscribers just because of who they are and people that follow them, their fan base and whatnot. So I do feel kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm going to do anything I can to compete with them, but I think I will take advantage of little things that help me compete.
Help you get visibility.
Yeah, right. Help me get visibility to
that. But that's the thing. So organic growth says just be visible. Organic growth says just be visible. When I write an article, I write a story or whatever, at least over the last couple of weeks, I take my D20 out, I roll the D20, and I have everybody's publication is on the D20. And if your number comes up, then it gets cross-posted into whatever I'm writing for that day.
Oh, so like what you had me doing for the collective.
The old collective. Which, remember, I want to say this. So the collective of many on Substack, that was my attempt to increase visibility. And the way to increase visibility was to cross-post everyone's shit.
Right.
And then aggregate all of that data. And nobody believed me that would do anything. And yet, even to this day, I still take on probably 15 to 20 subs a month on the collective of many Substack, which, by the way, isn't cross-posting anything anymore, and is just a larger bodied digest of everyone's Substacks. But that was to increase visibility.
Right.
Yeah,
it helped.
I never turned on paid features for it. I told everybody, this is pick and choose what you want and then subscribe, and that's it. But the fact of the matter is, the game is not about the number you have, but how visible you are. So let me put this into perspective for you. So in Beehive's case, if all 160 of my readers read one of my publications and they click on the ads that are in my publications, I make $500 that month, just in ad revenue. On top of my paid subs. And that's it.
That if is doing a lot of heavy lifting, though.
Huh?
Yeah.
That if is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, because human nature. I mean, you ask people to click on your ads to support the publication. If they don't want to be a paid subscriber, that still makes you money.
Yeah, I average about 1 click per publication.
Yeah, well, it's me. I'm just going to tell you it's me.
There's been a couple people.
But that's the thing. I mean, so I'll tell you this much. I love doing this, but my trick for that is whenever I read a Hive publication that has an ad in it, I just open that in another tab,
Right.
let the tab load, read through it, and then close it.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing too.
Because that's the matter of that's how you do that. Just open another tab. Don't pay any attention to the tab and give the click and support the publication.
Yep.
That's why I've been putting a graphic in there saying, support the creativity and no obligation. Click on the ad will help.
Right. But the fact of the matter is, there is the ability to make enough revenue there that, and then the big kicker, and I haven't done this yet, is people that will send you email subs. I'm signed up for 4 publications. If I send them an email sub, they'll pay me $150.
Wow.
Because email subs over a web sub is much more potent and much more valuable, because an email sub is going to continue reading your publications. They're the ones that you're going to email to deliver to, and those are the people that are going to open your emails. And when you get big enough to do that, you get big enough to feed that in, then that's where the real money starts to happen. Because I was talking to a Hive publication owner a week ago, working through some bug work for the for Thistle and Moss that I was working on, and I asked him, I noticed that you do like $120 boosts for email subs or whatever, but have you actually made money boosting other subs that way? And he's like, oh yeah. There's 2 publications I've done email subs for, and I've made close to $20,000 in a year.
Wow.
Doing that. And so I was like, oh, because you're drawing email subs into that publication and they're willing to pay you for that. And the answer is yes, because that's how lead generation works in the Beehive space. And so, that requires a little bit more work, but that little bit more work is the sacrifice that you make against Substack taking 10% of your gross. Because no matter what happens, Substack's going to take 10% of your gross, and probably more in the future. Because I've been watching their VC numbers. They're running out of money.
Huh.
So the only way that they can sustain that is to increase the percentage that they take from the publications that run it. Which is why I pay the 120 or 135 a month that I'm paying for the Beehive instances, so that anybody that's in that instance class can make that money and they don't have to worry about the 10%. I take care of all of the hosting charges for the people that I host publications for. And Sarah can confirm this. Sarah, you have your own Stripe and you have your own sub counts, right?
I do. I've got 2 paid subs, which is way more than I had on Substack.
Nice.
So that's the whole point about organic growth. And so that going back to the fraud thing, it's not an isolated glitch. It's a part of Substack's broader architecture of misleading growth metric. And it's a constellation of design choices that consistently inflate apparent audience size while obscuring the actual reader. There's the follower versus subscriber paradigm that happens. Brandon, how many followers on Substack do you have?
I can't remember. A couple thousand, something like that, I think. I have to look.
I've got almost 1,100. Not paid.
No, not subscribers.
Yeah, you want your follower count.
Oh, my follower count?
Yes, your follower count.
It was a couple times that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So your follower count is
total followers. Oh, sorry.
No.
Total followers right now, I have 2,625.
Yeah. See, I have 9,470 followers.
I have 4,051.
I don't even know where to see that.
Oh no! I'm
Stats?
sorry. I'm actually wrong. I have 25,000 followers. I was looking at 90-day versus all time. So I have just
that's
north of
90 days too.
Yeah, just north of 21,465 followers. So, and then my audience overlap on Substack: Letters from an American, Robert Reich, the Midas Touch, the Bulwark, the Contrarian, and the Marielle Trump Substack. That's where my most overlap occurs.
Right.
Reader overlap occurs. But so going back to the algorithm, followers on Substack can see your notes. So Substack's Twitter microblogging behavior. And some of your reading activity, but they don't receive your post by email. They're not actually subscribers. They're not part of any monetizable audience. But Substack counts them and displays them and makes them visible, and crucially makes them conflatable with actual subs in the minds of casual observers, which becomes that decreases your visibility, and it becomes an argument about how many followers you have or not. That sleight of hand, muddling subscribers and followers as if they're comparable metrics when they represent wildly different relationships. And this is a relationship that Substack purposefully does not clarify.
But they do separate them. Like if you go to the person's profile page, it shows subscribers versus followers.
But to a casual observer, that's all they say. Even to a not casual observer, that's all you see. And then when
a lot of people are confused about what the difference is. But I mean, I know a lot of people don't, especially if they're not a creator. If they're just on here as a consumer or a reader, they may not understand what the difference is.
Right. So Jeff has 263,000 followers versus his 190,000 subs. And the people that he follows is much less, but that's the thing. The follower count, when you're a contributor, inflates the same way your subscriber count inflates the minute that you become a contributor.
Right.
And again, Substack does not clarify that number, nor the quantification of that number. And to be fair, based on analysis, Substack is muddling the follower count and the subscriber count against a contributor status and making that number seem larger than it is. Look, I'm just going to say it. Lawrence has 538,000 followers.
Wow.
Do you think 500,000 people follow Lawrence? That's not logical.
Didn't that just take a big jump?
Yeah, I'm not even talking. Yeah, we're not even talking about being a contributor to, whatever news agency. We're just talking about followers.
Right.
Do you think in a 2-month period that he went from 8,000 followers to 500,000? Does that seem logical?
Good trick.
That's not logical. That literally means that for every minute, 25 people would have to follow him for every minute of every hour over a month's period to make that happen.
Cool. That's some fast math.
It's just not. How many minutes are in a month? 60 minutes times 24 hours, 1 day, times 31 days. That's 44,640 minutes in a month. So 583,000 divided by roughly 44,000. That means 15 people every minute for a month would have to follow Lawrence to equal that many followers.
That's a lot.
So in a month. By the way, the notification spam that you would get from that.
Oh my God.
Because every time you get a follower on Substack, you get a notification.
That would suck.
Your inbox would literally be inundated with.
Wow.
And then every time you took a free subscriber,
You get another notification.
If you went from 8,000 subs to 534,000 subs,
I would throw my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Well, you can also turn that off.
Well, you could turn that off, but still, that's a crazy number of notifications. Now, here's the thing that'll blow your mind. As an info security engineer, I can say this. Get this. If enough people report Substack's notification emails for spam, Substack will eventually get to a point where it's listed as a spammer. And email relays will stop relaying their email.
Mm.
And then the entire metric is shot. So this is the thing about Beehive that I think is really cool versus the thing on Substack that does not happen. And so that's this. Substack doesn't ask you if you have permission to add emails to your email list or not.
Right.
They just take it on faith that you have permission to use that person's email to send them shit. So when you do that in Substack, I mean, I hate to say this, and this is one of the reasons why the Gaza GoFundMe spammers and the other GoFundMe spammers or whatever, all those spammers are using the shit out of Substack to spam those emails and spam those chats because now they can just do it for free and Substack doesn't give a shit.
Well, it does give you a warning though. Like when you add subscribers by email, it tells you only add people who have explicitly opted in.
Oh, they finally put the opted in.
There is a warning.
There wasn't a warning a year ago.
Well, they might have added that, but it's there now.
Right. well, it's bizarre and sad. Now, from the other aspect of Beehive's space, this was another thing about Beehive that I preferred, was they have email reputation filters built into their application set. If you import, so when I imported all 5,000 of my subs, you know how many of my subs I actually got?
How many?
19,460. You know why?
Why?
The other 3,000 were email accounts that had spam reputation.
Mm.
You don't want those, right? Because you
Right.
don't want those. Yeah. Substack doesn't do that. Substack takes an email whether you want it or not. All right, so great. I'm going to go out to the dark web tomorrow, and I'm going to get an email list from one of the dark web resources that has, I don't know, 5 million emails. I'm going to import those into my Substack, and then I'm literally going to write one article that says, hey, register for my publication over here, and hit send. And I'll immediately reach 5 million people. If I tried to do that on Beehive, they'd never let it happen. They'd never let that fly. Because they don't want that reputation. So all of the spammer type accounts that you see on Substack, I almost never see any of that in my Beehive growth at all. Sarah, have you seen any spammer accounts?
No, I can't say that I have.
No. I also don't get Trumper comments that talk about how I'm trans and I should get killed and all this other shit.
That's cool.
No, you just get that on YouTube.
Oh my god.
No, you're going to say that now. The fucking transphobes are going to come.
Whoops.
It's all right. I'm
You
watching
that,
the
and then they're
chat.
going to come in here. Have you been watching? I haven't been watching the YouTube channel.
It's very
watching?
quiet.
Okay.
Nobody's said anything since
Okay, great.
put what's his face in timeout.
Yeah, you put shithead in timeout.
Oh, did you have one?
Oh yeah, there was somebody. There was somebody that said "Go Trump."
Oh.
My response to that was Trump sucks cocks. Okay. Not that providing oral sex is a shameful thing to admit, but for Trump it probably is. So. Anyway, do you know what happened today, by the way, other than the shit in Minnesota?
Not sure. That could be a lot.
Yeah.
Back in 1610, Galileo observed Jupiter's moons for the first time.
Ooh.
Oh, neat.
Oh.
So here's a question. If that had been you back then, what would you have done?
Called over people to come look at them. You know?
Yeah, but the Catholic Church was going to cut your head off for it.
Oh.
Why would they cut my head off for finding moons on Jupiter?
Why did observing celestial bodies? Because back then, this was 1610. Everybody believed that the Earth was the center of the universe.
I mean, they jailed Copernicus. Not that answers what any of us would do in that situation, but.
So the moons of Jupiter were the first outside of our own moon, the first celestial bodies that anybody just found?
Very close.
Mm.
Yeah, very close. Very close. In I love this was my favorite on this day in history drop was in 1927 the first transatlantic telephone call happened between New York and London.
Oh wow.
which cost $45 in 1927. You know how much money that would have been today?
A lot?
Jeez.
Nearly $600 phone call.
Fuck that.
Man.
And then in 27, also, the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game.
Oh, neat.
Oh, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Which I never understood that. It's just because they were silly and acrobatic. That was the draw for them, right?
Yeah, they did a lot of
the
tricks.
they did.
Right.
A lot of trick basketball.
So trick basketball.
Yeah.
And then I dropped the phys.org article about medieval England. Do you understand that medieval England was an immigrant nation all along?
I mean, that makes sense.
So 700 skeletal remains that have been analyzed from AD 400 to 1100 revealed a larger migration into England that continued for hundreds of years, with people arriving from the Mediterranean and the Arctic Circle, versus before that, it was just believed that people in the UK were there originally. You know, that whole Anglo-Saxon thing, which, by the way, the white supremacist people hold on to as the origin of white people.
Mhm.
So the traditional Anglo-Saxon narrative, not supported by Bones.
I was told that Cornwall has some of the oldest people in Britain, as far as groups of people that have lived there longest.
Right.
Told people from Cornwall. I was told they were called the little people because of that for some reason. But
Cornwall.
yeah, my great grandma was from Cornwall. She used to ask my grandfather why he didn't take her back there in his airplane.
And then did you see the MTV Rewind thing that I...
Mm-mm.
So if you go to thistleandmoss.com, in the top bar, there's the MTV Rewind button. Get this. There's this dude who has lamented the loss of MTV music videos, right?
Oh, okay.
So he put up a website. He put up a website that links all 33,710 MTV music videos.
Oh, wow.
That have ever been played all the way up to the 2020s, in reminiscent of the fact that you can't watch MTV and watch music videos anymore. And I want to say this is funny. So he sectionalized it. So the first section is MTV the first day. So it's the first 100 videos that were played on MTV back in 1980, which we all know what the first video played on MTV was, right?
Nope.
That's where I used to.
Okay. So in 1980, when MTV premiered at 12 a.m., 12:01 a.m. in the morning or whatever, they started the broadcast, the first video that was ever played on MTV was by a band called the Buggles, and the name of the song was "Video Killed the Radio Star."
Yeah.
Mm.
That's right.
Well, that's appropriate.
Yeah. And so the guy then did a section for MTV's 120 Minutes. He did a section for MTV Unplugged, which shows all of the MTV Unplugged episodes. And then MTV 80s, MTV 90s, MTV 2000s, 210s, 220s. And then this is where it gets interesting from my perspective. Then he has a section called Yo MTV Raps. So all the Yo MTV Raps videos. And then my personal favorite, The Headbangers Ball, which was a show on MTV where they played heavy metal music. And
Right.
here was the thing. You couldn't influence people negatively back then. So the Headbangers Ball always came on at like 11 at night and ran for 2 hours. And so when I was young and I had access to that, I would stay up till the middle
The
of the
very
night.
first time I saw MTV was when I had my wisdom teeth out, because our insurance made me have to stay overnight in the hospital or they wouldn't pay it.
Right.
And we didn't have cable. My dad was in an argument with the cable company over access across our land. So I never got to see MTV until I was in the hospital and it was there on the hospital television.
So
And I
you
can
figured if
remember-
you're gonna lose your wisdom, you might as well rot your brain with MTV.
I can remember waking up and seeing like some song on and then dozing off and waking up and another song would be on.
So that was like my culture moment for the week was, and so I sent Kira like, hey, here's all 33,715 music videos from MTV. Here, have fun. And so then I was like, no, I, and this is another Substack, right? If I wanted to like do linking like that with HTML embedding or whatever, and Substack would never be allowed to do it. On Beehive, Beehive's control over the interface is much larger. And so, I can HTML embed the I want my MTV rewind URL into a page, and then I'll put that page on there, and then people can go and click on it, and they can be like me, they can reminisce about how beautiful it was, and when things were less fucking complicated.
Was that better?
Less fucking complicated than they are now.
Much, yes.
So anyway, I didn't mean to bitch about Substack. It's just after getting out of the Substack long form writing space, and then seeing where things were going, I was like, I have to bitch about this now because the thing that I don't know how other people feel. Brandon, this is probably a question you should answer.
Oh.
I care more about writing the content than I do making the money to write the content.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked before about like I would rather do what I love and get less money than go to a job that I hate every day and make more money. I mean,
Sure.
it is nice to have a little money and be able to go places and maybe get a few things that I would like, but I would rather enjoy what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah, it's better to enjoy doing what you love than it is to be driven by making money at doing what you love, because that drives your desire to have. When the money becomes more important than the writing, and so there's the Philip K. Dick paradigm. I hate making this analogy, but it's true. Late in his life, Philip K. Dick was still writing novellas, and he worked at McDonald's because he gave a shit about the writing more than he gave a shit about making money doing the writing. And so, but in my opinion, K. Dick is the more of successful science fiction writers that there has been. than others, and he also is in the easily in the top 5 of science fiction authors that have had his books translated into film, because they keep doing it over and over. Blade Runner, and The Running Man. Well, The Running Man was Stephen King. He's the other one. But Blade Runner, Total Recall, just there's a whole slew of films that have been done in Philip K. Dick's name, because he died in the 80s or whatever, and so
Wasn't he Man in the High Castle?
yeah, that was Kate, and that was a TV show more than a movie, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he and they are currently in the process of doing. They're going to do the Ubik story. They've already done Flow My Tears. They did A Scanner Darkly. That was a Philip K. Dick novel. Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. That's Blade Runner. Let's see. There were a few others. The Simulacra, I think, was based on, and the Man in the High Castle, Time Out of Joint. There's a whole slew of here we go, film adaptations. So Blade Runner, Total Recall, Screamers, Minority Report, Imposter, Paycheck, A Scanner Darkly, The Adjustment Bureau, the Total Recall remake, and then the Electric Dreams TV series from 2017 were all based on Philip K. Dick fiction. So, Ridley Scott did Blade Runner, and Verhoeven did Total Recall. Spielberg did Minority Report. That's one of my favorite Philip K. Dick stories, The Minority Report. I'm not such a huge fan of that movie. But to date, there have been 14 renditions of Philip K. Dick literature fitted to movies and media. So 500 years from now, I hope somebody finds my writing and starts making movies out of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing you hope for, I guess, or whatever, is that is that people find it so that it can be reproduced and re-ingested.
Right.
I hope they find it now so I can make money from it.
Yeah.
The point of all that, by the way, the point of my expose is to just say that here's what I think. I think the Substack bubble is going to burst. I think that their current, when they run out of VC, I think things are going to have to change for them, and that's going to sort of burst that bubble. And the sad part about it is that means other people are going to have to find other ways to deal with it. So not being bound to an algorithm, since I'm not writing on Substack anymore, is a lot more, I guess, freeing for me than it was where when I was writing on Substack, I felt like I had to churn constant content to keep people engaged. I mean, Scott Dworkin posts between 40 and 50 times a day on Blue Sky to get his content out there. And that's why people interact with it. versus when I drop a post on Beehive and then I go out to Blue Sky and I drop like 5 posts. That's the max I can do. Any more than that is just way too much work. Not that I'm not willing to put the effort into it, but posting 60 times a day on Blue Sky is a little tenuous because then you have to do that against 7 other platforms to make it count. Because I think Dworkin is still posting on, I know he's still posting on Twitter. Jeff Tiedrick is, and Jeff Tiedrick is pretty much just doing Blue Sky and Threads, and I think 1 or 2 others. But that's just so much work.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're not paying for a service to do it for them, they're doing it themselves. That's a shit ton of work.
Yeah.
You're spending more time exposing yourself in the social media space than you're actually doing with the writing itself. And in my mind, that sort of defeats the purpose.
Well, I guess if the bubble does burst, I'll just head to the street corner.
Oh no!
Speaking of exposing yourselves.
Hey, you got a laugh out of her.
I got a laugh out of her earlier.
Could you? You're going downstairs.
Yeah.
Could you grab me a Diet Coke?
Yes.
Thank you. I am learning to ask nicely. It's better to ask nicely.
Mm-hmm.
No, if the Substack burst, if the Substack bubble burst, Brandon, don't worry. I have a seat for you.
Yeah.
I have a seat for you. And I have everything pre-written. So, it's just a day of setup and then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I keep thinking about I need to put some of my stuff over there. I haven't, I don't know. Well, I don't want to get into all that right now.
No. Ask. I'm happy.
Well, I mean, like, I know from what I've heard about Google SEO and stuff like that, if you post stuff, like if I were to post my Substack article to Medium or Beehive or whatever, and I don't change anything, the title, the picture, the article, they're all the same. Post it somewhere else, Google doesn't like that, and it cancels. Those articles cancel each other out.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No. I can prove that right now, actually. Literally, when I search for Wendy the Druid, because of the popularity, my Substack shows up. But my About page on Substack, and then right below that, my About page on the domain.
And it's the same.
It is, yes.
Well,
Yeah, we're going to have to change it. There's Elaine, the mean old angry feminist.
Mean. Just mean. Not angry.
Okay, just Elaine.
Well, I am angry. I am
she's
angry
happy about
but
being mean.
Right. So
I'm wearing my MTV hoodie just for you, Wendy.
Oh,
Great.
So Brandon, here we go. Let's have that experiment right now. Let's have that experiment right now, because I know that we can do this. So let's see. So Jimmy Kimmel. So I published this on September 19th of 2025 on Substack. Jimmy Kimmel took one for the team. So that was the news article that I wrote about Jimmy Kimmel getting kicked off
Yeah.
I don't know why it takes a minute, but Astrid's trying to join, and I did click for her to join, but she's not showing up.
Well, do you want me to get off?
Here. Well, she's in here, but there she is. In the mobile view, the max. No, well, you know what? Maybe I can do that with the cinema ship. We can do this. No. Oh, there she is. Okay, Sarah, you're still here though.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Is there something else I can help with?
No, Siri, shut up.
I'm here, but I'm not all there. See, even Jingle agrees with me on that score. Yes, you baby boy. You tell them all about it.
Oh my goodness.
Lombard's going, where's that other cat at?
Aries is serious. Oh.
I can go.
No. We've got Sarah still here, so
stay.
Yeah, don't leave. All right, so here you go. So I'm going to take a look. Tulsi Gabbard, fucking moron intelligence, which on Substack, the Druid. Here we go. Druid Wendy. Tulsi. I published this on December 21st of 2024. So by the way, that was literally like the 5th article I ever wrote on Substack on December 21st of 2024. And I only got 2 likes for it. So searching for this article, because it's published on both. Get this. My Beehive link comes first.
Okay.
Yeah, my Beehive link comes first. And there's a reason for that. Because when I transferred my domain to Beehive, all of my domain links from Substack carried over into that space. So people that went to thistleandmoss.com/p/name of the article, those URLs were preserved because that's how Beehive does them. See, so when I moved my domain, none of those links changed.
Okay.
And as a result, that does not fuck Google's SEO.
Right.
So people can still find that content. And yeah, you still get your ranking. Whatever your ranking was on the original article is what your ranking retains in the new space. But here's the thing. I have a pretty good relationship with Tyler, the CEO of Beehive, because I asked him about coding a bunch of shit because they didn't have a solution for whatever it was that I wanted. And so you hang out in the Beehive Slack, you can talk with him, go back and forth. He's a tech nerd like I am or whatever. You know, I can ask him that question and get an answer, but at its core, Beehive does not, on a domain transfer, will not fuck your SEO.
I'm sorry, Wendy, but every time you say the word Beehive, I think of the beauty salon in Sordid Lives.
See, I thought it would maybe make you think of Marge Simpson. But...
Well, why don't you head on back over to the hairport and let poor old pitiful Lila Walker, the oldest hairdresser in the state of Texas, fry up your hair and turn it back to Easter egg pink before it was when you came crawling in here begging your bacon-eating Baptist ass, begging me to fix the fucking mess.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love the guy that played the hairdresser in that so much. Oh my God.
When you say that, I suddenly get an image of Alice.
Alice?
Mel, kiss my grits.
That's Flo.
Alice wasn't the one that did that, though.
That was Flo.
Oh, I know, but
Flo.
Oh, yeah, she was my favorite in that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. When donkeys fly.
Yep.
All right. Did we all hear that the woman who was shot and killed in Minneapolis is a lesbian?
No.
I did not hear this. That makes it worse.
Yep.
She had a girlfriend.
She and her wife were in the car.
Was the girlfriend in the car?
Wife.
We don't know.
She's married. No, she was the wife was interviewed. It's wife, not girlfriend. And they were videotaping, I guess.
She had kids?
Not in the car.
No, it was her and her wife that were in the car. I don't know whether they had kids in the car too. But they.
Kira's confirming she had kids.
Okay.
She and her wife had kids.
Not in the car. But they
had kids too.
Yeah.
God, that cooks.
I'm just fucking sick. Somebody is. It's like, he needs to be in prison. I'm like, no, he needs to be fucking Ceausescu'd. Everybody in this administration should be, we need fucking Nuremberg right now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, sorry to bring down the mood. I just went to dinner with my ex, and I am so fucking glad. She's retiring from the military this month. She's basically being forced to retire, but I am so glad because her last deployment, which was in 2020, was under Trump. And she was stateside, but she was basically, down at the border and babysitting younger soldiers. And the deployments before that, she was in Saudi Arabia or Kuwait. And I don't want to see her get sent into harm's way by these fucking assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I asked her, I said, they're following illegal orders. And she's like, honey, they're young. They're kids. They don't know any better. The people who are in control are the ones. Yeah, it's up to the officers to protect them, and they're not doing it because they're afraid of him, So anyway.
Yeah, an enlisted person isn't really taught how to evaluate an order. They're told to rely on their officers to protect them from illegal orders.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she's an NCO. She's still enlisted, but she's an NCO. But yeah, I told her I am glad you're getting out.
The NCOs because it used to be like sergeants and stuff would be the ones that educated your first lieutenants and second lieutenants. Because a butter bar comes out of the military academy and doesn't know jack. Ends up being the senior NCOs that teach them the ropes, to be honest.
Yeah, she's been in for almost 36 years. She went in during Desert Shield, and she was on active duty the first 6 years, and then her girlfriend wanted her to get out, and so she got out, and she's been in the Guard for the last 30 years. But she's had 2 combat deployments since the Guard. The one she was when she was deployed, when she was on active duty, they weren't in harm's way really. But but yeah, it's just like, and they're just doing this bums rush bullshit. Here's your hat, what's your hurry? Right. And it pisses me off. Anyway.
Well, did you hear the Minneapolis mayor statement?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear Walt? Did you see Waltz's presser?
I didn't.
So Waltz has announced he's mobilizing the Minnesota National Guard
to
repel ICE from the state.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. If we're gonna if they're gonna be sending the Guard out in all these different states, it's gonna get. I'm too young to remember the riots in the 60s, the race riots and everything, but this is going to be like that. Yesterday I was just pissed all day because, 5 years ago on January 6th, when that happened, I was working from home. I was working remote full time. Well, part time actually, because I had my 94-year-old dad with me. And he sat there and we watched the whole thing on TV that whole afternoon, whenever it started, 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I mean, he served in World War II. He was just sitting there, and he voted Republican his whole life. Joe Biden was the first Democrat he voted for. And he just sat there with tears rolling down his cheeks. He could not believe.
Yeah.
And every time I think about January 6th, I remember they made my daddy cry, those fuckers. It makes me hate them all the more. I mean, it's just like,
yeah.
And my ex is like, you got to stop getting yourself all wrought up over this, the whole politics thing. I'm like, you're in the fucking military. How can you not be interested in politics? She said, if I was, it would have been driven me crazy a long time before now. But, well, maybe. But I just, there's no way I couldn't be interested in politics. My God. I like to argue too much.
Is that why I like politics? I wonder.
I don't love. Here's the thing. I don't be very clear to everybody about this. So when I started writing the digest, so people have asked me this. I will just tell you, my framework for the daily digest, literally. So I hit one geopolitical story, and then that's it, really, for the rest of the digest. So then I go through a nature environment story, a queer story. And then I do like community and culture. So there's another queer story, an activism story, another ecology story, and then I do a deep read, and that might be a political article, but I try to pick something positive for that. And then I do the seasonal prediction. By the way, today's seasonal prediction was really fucking funny, and I'll read it to you because. But because I got tired of just writing every fucking day. This is the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Because it's just so now. My favorite fever dream of the week. While everyone debates whether Trump would actually invade Greenland, let's follow the logic to its natural conclusion. Step 1: Trump dreams about Greenland. Step 2: Trump has wildly vivid nocturnal fantasies about everything with America in the name becoming U.S. territory. Step 3, and America, which isn't even a place. Sure, why not? We're already threatening NATO allies. Might as well manifest destiny the whole damn hemisphere and make it happen. Sleep well, Western Hemisphere. I love you.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
So here's what I want to know. When that fever dream is happening, at what fucking point do we get to, okay, this is it. This is too far. Somebody has to get on top of a rooftop and do something about it.
I don't know.
I mean, I know this is not going to go over well, but do we have this decade's Lee Harvey Oswald yet? I'm just asking.
I don't know.
Yeah, because, I mean, really.
Well, I mean, that's where the Prime Minister of Greenland is like directly addressed Americans, right? I'm sure we all saw that. And she's like, this is your all. You want to say that you're not.
Well, yeah,
whatever. But I mean, what are you doing? He is your leader, and you need to do something about him because he's fucking insane.
Well, it's like,
the people that have power to do anything.
No. The state of Wyoming, their state Supreme Court yesterday struck down the abortion ban in their state. So here comes the governor of Wyoming sending out this, tweet or whatever, whining and moaning about how, the Supreme Court's taking it out of the hands of the people. And it's like, fine, put it in the hands of the people. Go ahead and put it to a vote, because in every state that abortion has been an issue since Roe was overturned, the people have said we want abortion rights.
Right.
So they're not interested in what people really want. They're interested in keeping power for themselves. So at this point, I'd rather they all just drop fucking dead. Let's just keep those fucking Big Macs coming into the Oval Office, man. Here, eat some more, old man. Eat until you fucking explode. Jesus.
I mean, it's power, but also
Put some extra Big Mac sauce on that fucker.
There we go.
When it comes to Christian nationalists, I don't know how many people here like were raised in that sort of environment, but like my upbringing, they very much believed that the government had like that it was that they were morally obligated to influence government and make sure that
Take over the world.
Implementing Christian values, because this is the only way that we were going to have the second coming, essentially, right? Like this is what needed to happen.
And they are told that they have a responsibility for the country to behave as a Christian nation. So for them, passing Christian law makes everybody behave like a Christian, even if they aren't. Because they're told if the country is sinful, quote unquote, that they won't be, quote unquote, blessed. So everybody has to obey their rules.
Well, so here's the thing about that, and Christians are going to hate to hear this, and I know you're going to probably agree with me, at least when I say this, but this is the same bullshit that goes behind jihadists who commit terrorist acts. Because jihad is not happening fast enough, so they have to do shit to make jihad happen faster.
Right. They've got to get the world to reset itself because, gotta get everybody up to Jesus.
Right.
Fuck them and fuck their God.
Pretty much.
No. Asher, I have to be honest with you. I mean, they talk about letting Jesus come inside.
Oh man. That's a visual I didn't need.
One of the best tattoos.
Look, I'm willing to do that. It's just, can it happen more than once a day?
Oh, Jesus.
That's what she said.
Oh,
Brandon,
Jesus.
Brandon, did you let Jesus come inside you more than once?
Jesus is coming.
I've already said.
Set the table for two.
On the dating apps, I avoid the people the guys named Jesus. I just can't do it.
A friend of mine has one of the greatest tattoos I've ever seen. It is literally a depiction of Jesus fucking Christ. It's beautiful. It's a work of art.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen the drawing. I don't know which is it. Somebody I've met, Astrid?
No.
Okay. My best friend, who is sleeved and all upper legs and everything. Her dad was Air Force, for 20 years. If he was still around, he would come down here and just beat the shit out of her because she's got all these tattoos, right? But the first one she got was this great big long ass dagger on the back of one of her legs. And then later on, she had it added to it, Jesus lives. And I'm thinking to myself, now, Rox, that makes it look like Jesus lives. Let's kill him with this dagger. It's fucking weird. But oh, dear.
Oh.
Did I tell you, Wendy, that I got that on Facebook?
Oh,
remember I told you about Davina Gabriel, which was the first trans woman I knew back in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, so somebody comes up on a Facebook post that I commented on, which was about her, and wanted to know what I thought about the letter she supposedly left behind repudiating her trans activity and being trans.
Okay.
And it's just some guy, and his profile didn't have a whole lot in it. And I thought, well, it might be, I don't know, it might be a real person. I said, I didn't find out that she had died until years later. And so I wasn't at whatever memorial service they had for her. The only thing I've seen online about this letter is on a site that's clearly TERFs,
Right.
So I don't know that that's true,
Right.
Right.
But it just seems weird for somebody to pop up like that after all these years. I mean, it was like 6 months ago that I made the comment, and now all of a sudden this person is like scoping the web trying to find out about it. It kind of creeped me out, actually. It was very weird.
I mean, that would creep me out. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I would not be happy with that.
Not terribly. Anyway, it's a strange time to be alive.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a very strange and difficult time to be alive.
I mean, we survived a pandemic. I didn't think it was going to get much worse than that.
Oh no, it could get worse. I mean, it
Clearly.
Yeah, it could get worse. I mean, it's I'm waiting for the other. Here's the thing I want to know is like I want the other shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to be the other shoe? And
yeah, I know what is going to be the tipping point here. It's like there isn't one. All this weird shit's happening, and everybody's like, "Oh well, it's Wednesday." What the fuck? I mean, what the fucking fuck?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in here, but like this has happened. At what point do we say, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've had enough. Okay. Is there a reset button that the giant cosmic Atari 2600 with the little reset switch? Can we hit that now? Can we hit that a few times? If you ever had one of those, there were occasions where you had to flip it like 6 times to get it to work.
I'm more of the take the cartridge out and blow in it.
Yes, yes.
I was about to say that.
Cartridge out of the cosmic console, blow on it, and stick it back in, and see if everything goes back to working the way that it's supposed to.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of people, is anybody else, have you ever been this worried about, well, yeah, I was in the 80s when half my friends were dropping dead from AIDS and people were saying it was God's judgment on them. I mean, I thought we had gotten beyond all that shit, and now it's like...
No. If you read today's news article, the NCPPGP or whatever, like the National Council for Genocide Prevention, has come out and published a report in which they literally have said, look, America is dead on, hairline away from trans genocide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, as a trans woman, that scares the fuck out of me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It scares the living shit out of me as a person. I don't know how to, now I'm literally like, okay, it's time to leave the country. It's time to get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I work for a Canadian employer. I'm already asking my employer, can you sponsor my Canadian, H226 or whatever?
I have one of my grandparents was Canadian, so according to the new rules, I could apply for Canadian citizenship. One of my clinic defenders, who's a young man, did that. So, what?
So we don't even have to get married now.
No. Mm-mm. So.
Yeah, you don't have to. No, you do not have to get married now.
Which is a shame because I would love to marry Katie Lang if she would just agree,
Wait, do you think Katie Lang is hot? Really?
Oh, honey. I mean, I know I'm not much to look at now, but I used to be a femme. Oh my God, yes. Katie Lang.
Very much are with the amount of pink.
Oh, that's true.
And
yes, that's true.
That adorns you.
But oh hell yes. Did I ever tell you I saw her live in concert here in Kansas City in 1996.
Oh, I've seen her live.
Yeah, I threw my panties on the stage.
Oh, I don't
hit her right in the face, covered her up completely. I mean, it made for an interesting rendition of Shadowland, let me tell you.
Oh dear.
Then
Okay.
before the security guards dragged me away. Okay, I'm kidding. I did see her. I didn't throw my panties at her. My God, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, literally, what should have been like a sign as a trans woman that I was trans. I don't know if you remember, but back in the late 80s and early 90s, there was a super group tour like Lollapalooza that happened called Lilith Fair.
Mhm.
There was Lilith Fair.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to all of those
Intimately
fucking
familiar with
shows.
Lilith Fair.
Yes, I went to all those fucking shows, and I guarantee you, half of those bands were sapphic females.
Yep.
That I just really was attracted to. And so, yeah, I've seen Katie Lang at least twice.
Mhm.
The Indigo Girls, I've seen the Indigo Girls a shit ton of times.
My first
I'm
husband.
old enough. This is kind of funny. I'm old enough to have seen the Indigo Girls play at a coffee shop in Atlanta in 89 or 90. One of those. When they were still doing, like before they like made it huge and hit it big in the late 80s. I mean, they had albums.
Yeah,
They were still doing coffee house shows. Yeah, I've seen them play at a coffee house before. I've seen them play at a coffee house before. Gosh, we went way over time today, but I don't give a shit because we really haven't done this. I'm just going to tell you all, if I did this once a week, this would be great. Sarah, would you be okay with that? Like if we...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because for as much as I love doing trauma and the deep exhale talk, which by the way, Brandon, are you still up for doing that tomorrow at 2 maybe?
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I know you have a thing on Thursday, so if we go at 2 and you have to leave early, that's cool. But I really am going to expect for that to just not go more than an hour.
Yeah, that should be fine. Do we have? Is there someone responsible for the topic tomorrow?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to be the responsible party for the topic?
No.
I'll make Sarah responsible for the topic tomorrow.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Sarah, you had one job to do.
Oh, no.
I mean, it can't be any worse than last time. I ended up having to whip out my balls, so.
That sounds like a story I'm going to be sorry that I was curious about.
I mean, Sarah, you do handle a pair of balls really well. I mean, the way you jiggle them around.
It was for my mouse.
Oh, like
yeah.
a trackball mouse?
Different color balls.
Yeah, the red one and the blue one.
I used to have a trackball mouse.
Sarah, is one of those balls blue? Because I think you're trying to tell everybody something if that's true.
One of them is blue.
Oh boy.
Okay. Get down off that counter before I turn you into guitar strings.
Shit.
Sorry.
Wow.
I fucked up and I ordered 60 pounds of kibble, okay?
60?
Yes.
Oh my.
And I did 2 chewy orders, and I only meant to do 1. And so I've got this monster thing, and they're all trying to get it's like, ugh. Yeah, it's never a dull moment around the cat lady's house.
I thoroughly commend you
for ordering 60 pounds of kibble.
No, for doing what you do to take care of your cats.
Oh yes, well, they climb on me at 5 a.m. demanding a blood sacrifice, so I know which side my bread is buttered on, right? Come here, old man. Come here. Come on.
Yeah, I don't. Look, if I let Coltrane sleep on the bed at night, he sleeps on the bed at night until 4 a.m, and that's when he gets up. And knock shit over off of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And it wakes her up, and then she gets mad. And so then he's out of the bedroom, and he's not allowed to sleep in the bedroom for 2 weeks until I feel like, okay, maybe now is the time to risk it with him and see if that's okay. And then 4 o'clock rolls
Not
around.
allowed in the
Yeah,
bedroom?
not allowed. No, I mean, I don't.
What kind of Nazi camp are you running there? My cats are allowed anywhere they fucking want to, but not on the kitchen counters.
Like, if he knocks her over at 4 a.m. in the morning, then she's had her fill of it, and it's like, okay, he's not gonna. And so then I just deal with we deal with the meowing cat at the door, at the bedroom door at 6 a.m. That's, hey, you human, go get my food.
I just feel so lucky to not deal with any of that. The worst I get is Pumpkin turns into a gremlin at midnight, but it's pretty short-lived.
She's so sweet.
I don't necessarily. I mean, Asher, I don't think that's horrible. I mean, you know.
I am going to get that cat to let me touch her. I swear. Next time. It's on, bitch. She runs away whenever I go near her.
She's funny.
Okay.
She is.
You gotta bring your nose up to her nose and make contact that way. Nose bumps.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining. Asher, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I am going to ask you just simple yes or no. Are you feeling better?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for asking.
Okay, good. Not for TMI, for anyone to be curious about or whatever, but just want to make sure you're doing a little bit better. Because I strangely sympathize, for obvious reasons, why, but
yeah, no, I mean, thanks for asking. It's been dealing with it for a long time. It's a genetic issue where it is what it is. So,
no, I mean, I completely understand.
mm-hmm.
I completely understand. I completely get it, 100%.
Because I'm being super bad and drinking it's Moscato though. Seriously, that isn't going to do anything. I'm not supposed to drink alcohol at all, but
yes,
it's Moscato. Come on.
It's just old grape juice. Just tell your doctor, I'm drinking old grape juice. Leave me alone.
Highly fermented.
I mean,
no,
wine is technically fruit salad,
it's
isn't
an
it?
early morning thing every single time. I am convinced that when my body wakes up, I have an adrenaline, like our normal cortisol spike that we have when we start waking up. I am convinced that's what sets it off. So it's the only time it ever happens. So,
well,
I shall drink my coffee and have my wine when I want to, because that's not going to be a factor.
Well, what the hell? The way things are going, we might be safer dead. It's just like, geez, yeah, I'm gonna lip off on the internet all I want because I'd probably be safer in jail right now. Shit. Anyway, all right.
Well, everyone, thank you. Everyone that's watching, thank you. Wednesday night. So I'm just going to tell everybody, if everybody's cool with this or whatever, I'll throw up a Wednesday night.
Oh, cool.
I'll throw a Wednesday night dealio, and we can all just bitch about whatever the fuck it is. Just so long as, like I said, in the news digest, I have to mix in enough positive shit to talk about versus the one or two profoundly the world's falling apart negative bullshit things to talk about, so that you don't I think Dworkin and Tedrick and those guys, they sort of get that. It's let's just this much negativity and then no more negativity. That's why I can't do live sessions every night, because it's painful.
Well, that's too much.
Yep.
That's too much of a.
Yeah.
I mean, I went last weekend after I got done with the clinic defense, I went and stood with some protesters a few blocks away.
Right.
But and they're like, oh, you should come back. I don't have any energy. I mean, I'm giving all my energy to abortion rights because I'm not going to spread that thin. Plus, especially if they're going to be ICE agents shooting at everybody. No, I think I'll stay away from that. But yeah, the same thing is happening, I'm sure, other places as it is here, which is that the left is splintering over, different issues, and they're dividing and conquering, even though there's more of us than there is of them. So that shit needs to stop too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree.
Yes. All right. Well,
okay.
I gotta go make guitar strings out of my cat. So,
all right.
Love you guys.
Everyone have a good night. I love you all.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.